All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Up $236 on the day. It is February 11th, right? February 11th, yeah, February 11th. Yeah, my recaps are happening seemingly later and later, but I try. I have other stuff to do during the day, but anyway, up 236 today. Pretty hectic trading day. As you can see, I'm ramping back up. I'm trading more names as we start to see some momentum come into the market here. The first trade I actually took was on MNPR. And you guys know I don't trade small caps really, although recently I have traded them a little bit, and I got smoked on this one. Totally smoked. Right into the open, I got long, I try to remind myself, do not go long stocks or short. Do not trade in the first 3 minutes of after the bell. Just do not do it. Thinkorswim will screw you over. It has tremendous lag in the first few minutes of the day, which I certainly experienced here. I pressed the buy button and didn't get it didn't show me that I had gotten filled, but I kind of suspected that I was in it, even though it didn't show me I was in. Anyway, issues there with TOS. Anyway, I got in at 1690 toward the top of this candle here as I was squeezing up through VWAP, and then right toward the end of that minute, it failed, came crashing down and into a halt going down right here. It actually resumed 5 minutes later, popped a little bit here. I tried to get out. It opened, and then this candle was only lasting about 5 or 6 seconds, and I tried to get out right here, didn't get filled, and then bam, it just plummeted straight down. And as this was crashing down, I got out here at 1340 for a $350 loss, just literally 2 minutes into the opening bell. So already I was down 350. Not a good start. But a few minutes later, and I guess this was a bit of a revenge trade, but I will say I would not have taken it if I hadn't have seen what I saw. And so literally, this was literally the next minute. I jumped in Tesla. I saw this huge candle coming down, and I jumped in here for potential double bottom coming into support here. I just jumped in and was just looking for a little bounce on this, because after this huge red candle, just a pure and simple bounce trade there. So I was in at 811. And even on this one, TOS was experiencing a little lag. Still, only 3-4 minutes into the after the open, and TOS is just not reliable. So I gotta remember in the future, just do not trade in the first few minutes of the day, because it is just not worth it. On TOS, don't do it. Anyway, so I jumped in here at 811, and then a quick out at 814. It actually came all the way up here to 816, and then it would continue, set up, bounce off VWAP, and run. But this was not that kind of trade. This was a simple, pure and simple bounce trade there. And then I had a dip trade here, and then another dip trade here on just 50 shares, and made about like 25 bucks on that one. So up 330 on Tesla. I feel like I can always count on Tesla. I traded it yesterday, and did quite well yesterday too, and so I feel like this is one I can always kind of count on to make some money buying those dips. So anyway, right kind of just 5 minutes into the day already, was down 350 and then back to break even on the Tesla dip trade. And then I'm trying to think now what I traded next. I think what came next, I had a couple trades on SNDL. I'm not going to really get into this because as you can see, I didn't really make any money trading this. I only had a couple trades in here, but I was watching SNDL because I traded it in the afternoon yesterday. If you watched my recap yesterday, you know I said I wasn't going to trade. I was down 300 bucks on the day. I was like, I'm going to be done trading. Well, I did end up coming back in the afternoon, and I did actually trade SNDL, and I made back 200 bucks on it in the afternoon, so that's not bad. But then, so that was kind of on my radar coming into today. I saw this one in pre-market, hit almost $5. And I do have an interesting story about SNDL too. As you can see, there's a slight trade in here where I was looking to carry this one into after hours because I suspected that it might hit $4 or $5 in after hours trading. Look at this setup. higher highs, higher lows, setting up nicely here, bouncing off the 200 twice, and then running. And in aftermarket, oh man, I let my emotions get the better of me, and I said it's not worth it. I'm just gonna cut the loss, be done trading on the day, take a $100 hit on the day, and just be done. And then minutes later, it of course it goes without me, and so it's frustrating when you have the right idea, but it just the timing is off. Right idea, wrong timing. So I was watching this one. I took a couple meaningless trades on it, but not really much to say there. Then the IPOs. I've been pretty good trading IPOs. They're tough on TOS sometimes, just because on TOS trading IPOs, you really having quick fills and precise executions can be important on IPOs, especially when the spreads are really out of control. But the spreads on this one weren't too bad. So I started watching this one as it was coming up here, and oh yeah, I had a quick dip trade on it here for just a few bucks on that, in and out. And then as it was coming down here, I said, okay, I'm gonna be hands off. I'm gonna look for a dip on this. I'm not looking for any kind of long here. Anyway, comes crashing down here. I literally get in right here, 73.25. What's the low of this candle? 73.24. I'm literally 1 cent off the low of this candle here. Pops straight back up, and again, a little bit of patience would do me good. I got out my 100 shares at 74.99. As you can see, this candle came all the way up to almost 77 bucks, and then in the next couple minutes it did get through 77 bucks. So I left a lot of money on the table on this dip trade, but usually with those dip trades, it's really just buying that quick fluctuation. I really am not looking to be in it for more than a minute or so. I'm really just kind of trying to buy that dip and catch the pop back up really quick. And that's what I did here. So this one put me up about 150 bucks, and then I tried a long here, an actual long, for this to kind of consolidate VWAP and then pick up again, but that didn't work. I got kind of chopped out here as it was coming back down, and then this ended up kind of bear flagging and coming down and making new lows here. I took another dip trade on it, this time 200 shares, so a bit larger size here. Came down, and then again catching that pop back up. This is pretty lucrative, 71.65, and then out at 72.30. So that added some more profit, and then that's it for Bumble. A lot of puns here. I noticed here in the news. I saw something. Bumble has a date with the stock market today, and the date did not go well apparently. So Bumble, big kind of bearish candle here on its first day of trading. So that's I don't know why I think that's funny, but I think that's it's kind of funny. So Bumble, and then there was another IPO, APR. This one has really low volume. I got in this one for the break of 28 and just stopped out for a $30 loss as it did not break 28. And the volume, I could already tell the first minute on the IPO only gave you 400,000 in volume. So really, this is not a great one. There was another IPO, BVS, which had a nice break here. I was watching this. I did see it happen, but I wasn't in it. And then finally, PayPal. Tried a dip trade on this one, and this one was, I knew, going to be a little bit more risky. And this, guys, I would say is my worst trade of the day, even though I guess MNPR was my worst trade of the day because I lost $350 on it, and I should have known better to not trade right into the opening bell, because I feel like it's just going to screw you pretty much every time. You're going to get confused. TOS is going to screw you over. Just not worth it. So I guess that was my worst trade because I should have known better. But PayPal here really coming down hard. I think they had some news or something. But they were, you see kind of on the 5-minute, this huge move here. And so I was looking to kind of be a buyer because I wanted to buy the dip as it was coming into this 200 moving average. And my failure here was to not really cut my loss where I should have. I should have cut my loss. Luckily I didn't. I wasn't trading too big size. I didn't add to my position or anything to you know, double down on my mistake. So you know, I guess there's some silver linings, and I actually managed this trade really well. As you can see, I actually made money on the trade, technically 10 bucks. At most, I could have over here gotten at most maybe $50 or $70 if I had gotten everything out right up here or here. But you know, I think I managed this position quite well. But probably I should have cut this one with about $100 loss. That probably would have been the right thing to do, because down here at these lows I was probably down I think I was down about 350 bucks on this name at these lows here. So I got long on this dip here. As you can see, we got a pop back up on it, but by the end of the minute it had already come back down. So I was only able to get 25 shares out. I was looking for a bigger pop on this, and you know, this probably isn't smart, because this, you can see this is kind of bear flagging here, and this is coming down and breaking to a low right here. To a new low, I should say. And as it's just breaking to a new low, you don't really want to get long in front of something like that. In fact, that could be a good short entry, and I do have shares to borrow on this, so you know, it would have been a good short actually. But the dip trade did work momentarily, and then by the end of that minute, it'd come back down. I was able to get 25 back out. I reloaded at the bottom of this candle. Not smart. Popped back up. Didn't take any profit. Came down. Popped up, nice big engulfing green candle here, and then continuation up to here. I thought, okay, this is it. We're getting the bounce, and then no, failure, back down, lower, 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 and then see, this is where it's kind of like, this is why I say it's my worst trade, because I'm kind of just bag holding at this point, and only on the hopes and the suspicion that eventually it's going to bounce. And the thing is, eventually it will bounce is the thing. Like it's just like, what is the magnitude of the bounce going to be? What's its behavior going to be? And this is kind of one of those subtle bounces where it's kind of like it's kind of building momentum back. It's trying to gather some steam, and this was kind of a nice once I noticed this setup here with this kind of bull flag here, I was sticking around. I was looking for this additional move, but I was really hoping maybe higher into the 287s, but we didn't get that, and I had to stop out on my last 50 here. But still, I think I did a good job in here managing the position and being patient, waiting for the pop. But as it was coming down here, I think the right thing to do probably would have been to just cut the position. Do I ever trade options? No, not really. Very occasionally. I do have options positions, but they're very much longer term. They're not really swing trades. I switched away from TOS last month on my trading account because of glitches at the opening bell. Yeah, the opening bell glitches are really bad. Yeah, that's what screwed me today on MNPR. Oh man. This was just a mistake of a trade, and obviously if I don't take this trade, I'm sitting up you know, almost 600 bucks on the day if I don't have this trade. And I'm not really too upset with the trade overall. I'm just upset that TOS is so bad that it made the trade harder than it needed to be, and I may have gotten a better entry and I may have gotten a better exit if TOS hadn't been so glitchy and bad in the first few minutes of the opening bell. I think, you know, MNPR had a lot of potential to get back to the highs at 19 and then maybe a break of 20, but obviously it didn't turn out that way, and then that combined with the fact that TOS sucks makes this trade much more difficult. And yeah, this was my first trade of the day and $350 loss, but luckily I was able to turn the day around and up 236. So all's well that ends well, I guess. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like on the videos and subscribe, because I do these recaps every single day, or I do them on most days. I try. And yeah, if you have any questions or you want to chat with me, you can join my Discord server is in the description below. I've chatted with a bunch of people. If you have questions, you want to go over anything, I will chat with you. And yeah, that's it, guys. See you tomorrow.